And then you're going to get paid $1,000 at least for every collection that's on your credit report. And that's a whole nother conversation. And there's a lot of people that are popular, loud, wrong, especially on TikTok now, Instagram. And they tell you to pay your collections. Or, even better, they'll say, don't pay your collections. Once it's been sold, it's not your debt anymore. And that's just such surface level fucking horse-shit. Like, it's still your financial obligation. Cut it out. Those people are still going to call your phone. They're leaving that part out. So pretend let's just use AT&T, right? Because everyone just had an outage. You didn't pay AT&T. They cut your phone service off, and then they sold it to some third-party debt collector. They sold it, right? That's where they're saying it's not yours anymore, right? AT&T's out the picture. Let's just say you owed them $100. AT&T sold your $100 collection to X, Y, and Z, right? So AT&T is like, thanks, and now they're gone. Now X, Y, and Z is going to call you. They have, depending on the state you're in, the average statute of limitations they're legally allowed to call you and bother you for that debt is 7 years, average, that they are allowed to legally bother you, call you at work, call you at home, email you now, text you for that debt is 7 years, and they will. They probably bought your original $100 debt for probably like $11. But because AT&T doesn't give a shit anymore because they wrote it off on their taxes, that's why they're like, it's not your debt anymore. It is. You didn't pay AT&T. It is your debt. But they're not telling you that on Instagram. They're just like, you don't have to pay him. It's not your debt anymore. But now X, Y, and Z has 7 years because they still paid out of pocket for you and your irresponsibility. I've done it. I've done it. I didn't pay every phone bill and I would just keep getting new phones. I've done it. We've all done it. I had the Chirp Chirp, the Sidekick Slide, the Verizon, all of it, right? I did that. Then I had to do the prepaids where you'd get the phone in the package that you couldn't even open. Okay, so X, Y, and Z has 7 years legally that they can hound you. And sometimes they call you family members or your side chick or stuff like that. And they bother you to get the money that they spent for you for your debt. And yes, you still have a financial obligation to pay you. If they're real bougie about it, they'll sue you. And they can. And then we ignore them. We're like, I ain't paying that. I got a new phone service now. I'm good. I don't need to pay you. I don't need to pay you. Meanwhile, they're reporting to your credit every month. It's reporting as a collection. It's reporting as a charge-off. It's reporting. So then, me included, I'm thinking, okay, fine. I will shut X, Y, and Z up and I'll just pay it. Fine. And a lot of the times they'll call you and just be like, we'll take 50% of your total obligation. So you're thinking, okay, cool. I only have to pay 50 of that original 100. Cool. I'll just pay it. Meanwhile, they only paid 11, so they're getting a profit, right? And then I'm thinking, if I just pay them, they'll shut up and it will fall off my credit report and even my credit report, my credit score, my numerical score, according to Credit Karma, is gonna fucking skyrocket because that's how credit works. That's how credit works, right? So you're like, fine, no negotiation, no nothing. You give them all your information. Yup, this is my name. Yup, this is my address. Yup, that's my credit card number. That's my debit card number. Yup. And you pay them. They get their little money. You hang up. And then you wait a week, a month, whatever, for your credit score to regenerate. You're waiting. It's toggling. Loser. Nope. So it didn't fall off your credit report. Your score did not go up. Because that's not how none of this works.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
All it did was stop the annoying phone calls. Sure. That's all it did. But okay. And it didn't really help your score. And if it did anything at all, it will change the collection status to unpaid to paid. But that collection is still going to stay on your report for how many years? 7. So, yeah, It doesn't do anything. So no, don't pay your collections without getting them verified. How do you get them verified? You got to go to the original creditor, which was AT&T. So you got to go to AT&T first, because the X, Y, and Z third party, debt collector, all they did was buy a bunch of numbers. Like, you're just numbers to them. They don't have your information. So when they call you and they're saying, is this so-and-so? You're on a recorded line. Is this who you are? Can you say your birthday? They don't have that. So when you're like, yes, you're helping them verify that they have the right person, that they have the right account, that they have the right information. So they're just like typing it all in like, yep, this is the right motherfucker. We're about to get them. No. Don't verify your information over the phone. If anything, tell them to send what they have to you in writing to the last address that they have on file, and you'll deal with it then. And if they don't have it, well, they can't do anything. And then also, this is for another video or whatever, but use your consumer laws. You can easily look up consumer law and what your rights are regarding debt collectors and things like that. But use your consumer laws. They can't just sit there and call you and harass you and assume that it's your debt. But don't just overly believe people on the internet saying that you don't owe the debt, and when you pay it, it just gets removed and your score goes up and it increases. Like, don't just overly believe people because they have a following or a blue check or some bullshit you see on TikTok. Because a lot of these people don't even know what the fuck they're talking about, and they just want you to click their link or send them money, and they don't ask them for their fucking credit score, first of all. So fuck them. Bye. I don't even know what the...
Two questions. One is, once something's on your credit and you said when you're waiting for it to this, it stays on there for 7 years. Is that
Yes.
no matter what? There's nothing you can do about that.
You can dispute it. You got to dispute it and get it removed. And even if you dispute it and get it removed, that financial obligation is still yours.
Yeah.
It's still yours. Like, they can still call you and harass you. But when you go to get, an approval for something, are they going to see it? No. And that's why people like me recommend credit repair. Because when I go to the bank or a car dealership, they're pulling up your report and they don't see it. Right? They're like, oh, you don't have any collections. Damn right I don't. That's why people like me are like, get your credit repaired, get this removed, get this taken off, because they're not going to see it. Right? So you're going to get the car. You're going to get, if you're getting a house, they're not going to see the collections. They're not going to see the charge-offs. Exactly. If your utilization is between 10 and 7%, they're going to be like, this is great. Get what you need, and then go take care of your financial burdens. If the financial burdens aren't verified legally, if the debt collectors are not legally licensed to collect in your state, and they're not following the laws and things like that, you're not paying for shit. So there are ways to get out of legally paying them, absolutely. But definitely get it removed off your credit report and then take care of that financial burden. But absolutely, it's not a no matter what, you have to pay them. There are definitely ways to get out of that, because they're more than likely not even licensed to collect from you in the first place.
Once I paid it, then I can dispute it and have it removed.
That's gonna make it harder to get it removed if you pay it first.
Okay.
Yep, because it's just gonna update to paid. So then when you go and say, can you remove this from my credit? They're going to be like, for what? You just admitted that this shit is yours, that there's no errors. So they're going to be like, why? Just let it fall off in 7 more years, 6 years, 5 years. Definitely paid collections are harder, 100%, for the reason being that you just verified that it's yours without even trying to verify them, and you basically verified yourself. So it's not impossible, but it's harder. So unpaid collections, unverified collections are much easier to remove, whether you do it through someone like me or if you do it yourself, than a paid collection. It's much easier to get them removed first, worry about that financial obligation after, for sure.
When they're asking all the questions to verify your address and all that stuff, and you say, send that to the last address you have on file. What if you receive it? If
you receive something like that in the mail, you're just going to receive like some bullshit, like a bill or something. That's not a contract. It's just a bill that you may or may not have had an account with AT&T. There's no proof that you opened that account. There's no proof that it was you. There's no proof that you gave them permissible purpose to open that account. That's not enough. It's just a bill. A bill is not proof of that you owe the money or anything. That's just a bill. And that's probably all they're going to send you because that's all they have, if they even have that. Most of the times they won't even send anything. A lot of times it's just a bill. Okay. Right? Think about when you go into like the cell phone store. You sign on like the screen. And then if anything, if they do send anything, it's like a 20-page printed contract or like your first bill or your last bill, but it's really nothing about owing or money or anything like that. And they can't prove that it was you that even signed that. They have to prove that that's you who they're claiming it owes that money. On the other side of that coin, they have to prove that they have the right to collect in your state, and that's all on them. That has nothing to do with you.
And the only way to prove it is if you confirm it yourself.
Yeah. You're doing their job for you. That's why they're saying it's on a recorded line. Record them right back. Mm-hmm. Record them right back and threaten to sue them. And then you're going to get paid $1,000 at least for every collection that's on your credit report. And that's a whole nother conversation. Damn. Credit reports are money. To me, every collection, charge-off, whatever that you have on your file, that's at least $1,000. And people are just openly paying these things. No, when they call you, first thing you should do is record their call right back. You have every right to do so. Record their call right back. Tell them whatever you want. You're at work. You're reading the Bible. You're busy. You're driving, whatever. Like whatever you're doing, you're busy. If they call you again after you already told them you're busy, emotional distress, whatever, like you're going to sue. It's so easy to sue. You're going to get $1,000 at least. People are getting $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 for these collections. Credit reports are money because a lot of times there are errors on them too. And debt collectors harass. And when you say I'm busy, I'm at work, I don't know who that is, I don't know what you're talking about, wrong number, you know, are you so-and-so? Is this your birthday? I don't know what that is. And they keep doing it after you told them you're painting your nails right now or something. They could call you 2 days later. If you've already told them you're doing something, it's harassment. Under the laws that they place for debt collectors, that is harassment. Those are the rules that they put for themselves. If they contact you again after you just told them you were doing something, it's a wrap. It's $402 to file those court papers, and you're going to get all that back. Mm-hmm. It's very easy. So yes, count up them collections on your credit report. 1,000. You think tax return feels good?
You sue, you win that case. How does that affect your credit?
Not only are you not paying the financial obligation, but it's off your credit report too, and it's signed off by a motherfucking judge. Damn. Like point blank period. So, and you're getting paid. They play on your ignorance. They play on your ignorance. They call you, is this your birthday? And they scare you. You're on a recorded line. Okay, bitch. Mm-hmm. Put me on a speakerphone. Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. So it's like, they don't expect us to know anything. They're like, they know just as much as us. We weren't taught this in school. We weren't taught this by our parents. Gotcha. Come on. They don't know shit either. They just got the job off freaking, what's that website that people get jobs off of? Monster. They just got the job at the little call center. They don't know. They don't know. And they play on our fucking ignorance. So they don't expect us to clap back. Okay, record me. Put me on speaker then. They don't expect us to know our basic, very basic consumer law. They don't expect us to be like, is this your birthday? I don't know, is it? You're calling me. This is my phone. You know what I mean? Like, is this your name? You're calling me. It's the people with the unsaved numbers that act up the most. Every time, right? The second you save a motherfucker's number, it's the unsaved numbers that have the most audacity. Am I right? Okay, so it's the scam likely people. Exactly. They're the scammers, not me. I just didn't pay my bill. And they're trying to make us do their job for them that they're over there getting paid for with the little headsets. You know what I mean? Is this your name? Is this your birthday? Can you verify the last four of your social? No. No, why? You're calling me. And then you want my card number too? No. What? No. I'm not helping you do your job. You're trying to tell me who I am? It's my phone. No. And then when you say like, yo, prove to me that you can even collect. And then they're like, they're scrambling. They're flabbergasted. Like, they don't know what to do. Yeah. They're like, uh-oh. They don't know what to do. So then they're all, they're toggling. You can hear them toggling in their little tabs what to do when things get escalated. Mm-hmm. They don't know what to do. But it's real quick. It's real quick to just file. You're not in court all day. Like, it ain't jury duty. You just file your little 402 with, you type up what you need to type up with the complaint, and it doesn't take long. And then now they're paying you. It gets deleted, and then that financial obligation is done. And yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens. And that and that will usually help your score. We're fighting back because I have a love-hate relationship with credit. I hate the reasons why credit was established in the first place. I think that's fucked up. But I love what it can do for your family. I really do. I love what credit can do for your family. But at this point, I do what I do because it's like, as a collective, as a community, like we're lacing up our black Air Forces.